So before y'all watch this video, I want y'all to know that I had a very different vision of how this video was going to be, and once I actually started the video, the reality became very different. And I thought I was gonna knock on people's doors. I was gonna just be like, hey, do you want to be interviewed, which that happened, but I thought it was gonna be more like a funny, like casual TikTok, and then as soon as I knock on someone's door, I just put on this formal personality of mine, and I'm like like I'm a news reporter or something. So the question I want to get by is that how has living in a dorm affected your mental and physical health, and how has living in a dorm affected you, affected your roommate, affected your living style, like your transition from home to things like that. And I didn't really get very good answers. I mean, I got okay answers. I'm still gonna put them in here, but yeah. Alright, I'm here with
Emilia.
What are your thoughts on having 2 dryers and 2 washers to a floor, on our floor?
I haven't had any problems with it, but I don't think it's enough for how many girls are on this floor, because sometimes they are taken up, and people leave their stuff in there for a long time, so. But yeah.
People tend to always do their laundry on Sundays, which makes it hard to do your laundry on those days.
Kaylee.
How do you feel about living by yourself rather than living with someone who's the same as you?
I really like living by myself more because obviously it's more space and everything. And as you would probably know, anyone in their first year knows you have to have like the room pact agreement and stuff like that. So just not having to worry too much about, someone else and just being able to do your own thing makes me like living by myself a lot more.
Alright, so to touch on the room pact agreement that Kaylee just mentioned, she's my RA on my floor, and she doesn't have to have a roommate, and the roommate agreement room pact thing is something that if you have a roommate you have to fill out, and it's like ask you questions like, are you going to allow this person to have people over, like whenever, like do you need certain times to yourself that you don't want anyone to come over, like kind of questions like that. So that with me and my best friend, it's not really a problem. I mean, we're best friends, it doesn't really matter. We just do whatever. We do a lot of the same things, but if you have like a random roommate and they're always bringing people over, that can be a problem.
And Diamond and Lara.
How far away is your hometown and where is it?
I'm from New Mexico, so it's like depending on which way you go, it's like a 6 or 7 hour drive.
Okay.
And I'm from El Paso, Texas, and that's 5 hours away.
Okay, that's like Dallas. And how often do y'all go home?
Not very often. The very first time I went home was for Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
Same. Well, I went back home like a few weeks ago. That was the first time I haven't gone back since.
That's very different from me. I'm 5 hours away, I live in Dallas, and I've gone home like more than 7 times. Okay, I'm here with
Emma. Giselle.
how has your mental or physical health been affected while living in a dorm?
Mentally, it hasn't affected me very much. I mean, I do like my time by myself, so like it's a little hard, but other than that, it hasn't really affected me very much.
I think physically, everyone being in such close proximity, we've also all been getting sick, so it's very tiring.
Also, to touch on what Emma just mentioned, you do get sick very easily because this is such a small space. Dust gets in the air. You have to have like a humidifier or air purifier, and my best friend, my roommate, she got bronchitis before Thanksgiving, and I don't think I got bronchitis, but I got her friggin' germs, and that made me sick. You can probably hear it in my voice. All of those interviews and answers were great to hear, but they all kind of left out one thing, and that is how different living in a dorm in such a small space is compared to living at home or in an apartment when you have more of your own space, your own room, because being with a roommate you have to make some sacrifices, like you can't always be alone, you're gonna be with them a lot. They might be distracting during your study time, and you might have to go somewhere else to study, like walk somewhere else, and that can be kind of a lot to deal with sometimes. Obviously, this is one of the dorms that are older and not very updated, and there are other colleges that give you options to have a better space, better living space, your own space. But as for this one, Coleman dorm, it is very hard to live a normal life.